Hey guys, how you doing? Hope you're doing okay. This is the guy that attacked Dave Chappelle on stage at the Hollywood Bowl concert, which happened on Wednesday. He got into a little bit of a scuffle with the security guards after. Oh no, what a shame. But he's in the news again because the Los Angeles District Attorney, his name is George Gascon, has refused to pursue felony charges against this guy. Again, this guy rushed the stage, Dave Chappelle, and this guy knocked Dave Chappelle over, but he came running at Chappelle with this weapon here, literally this weapon. Isaiah Lee is his name, and it's a replica gun. It's not a real gun, but it has a knife on the end of it, as you can see. Quite a nasty knife, serrated edges and all of this. I mean, it's there to do damage, proper damage. It's, I'm going to say, attempted murder. That's what I would go with. If you rush the stage at speed and you go hurtling towards Dave Chappelle, as we saw this scumbag do, with this in your hand, I've got to say that's attempted murder, surely. Thankfully, he fucked up. Thankfully, Dave Chappelle and Chris Rock and the rest of them can make jokes of this, about this, immediately after. Thankfully, it wouldn't be the case if this guy was able to stab this motherfucker into Dave Chappelle. He deserved the beating that he got, in my opinion. Am I allowed to say such things? I just did. So let's have a look at a little bit of this article. Let's have a look. We'll scroll through it together. Alrighty. Isaiah Lee, 23 years of age, ran on stage at the show on Wednesday, yielding the knife that was hidden inside a gun. How the fuck he managed to have that weapon in the Hollywood Bowl, which is where the Beatles played, if I recall. Security guys, I mean, there were a lot of security in and around the stage. They chased him around the bowl on the stage, as we saw, after he had already knocked over Dave Chappelle. So he ran into Dave Chappelle, knocked Dave over, but thankfully didn't plunge this into his belly. Chappelle, 48 years of age, was able to sidestep Isaiah. Not sure if that's quite accurate, but anyway, and he was unharmed. The attacker was then arrested at the scene after having a little brief chat with the security guards and taken to hospital with a broken arm. Yeah, a significantly broken arm. Oh, there it is. So it snapped right there, I would suggest. I'm not a doctor, but that's how it looks. There were immediate questions over security at the event and how the man could have smuggled in the weapon. Those are good questions to have. But Gascon's office, the Los Angeles District Attorney George Gascon, is not pursuing the most serious line of punishment. Instead, they've referred the case to the LA City Attorney Mike Feuer, recommending a misdemeanor charge because the evidence as presented did not constitute felony conduct. What the fuck are you on about, you fucking psychopath? District Attorney George Gascon, you are, pardon my French guys, an absolute fucking twat. The guy ran on stage, evaded security. Well, number one, he smuggled in this weapon into the premises. Then he evaded security. He ran at and physically made contact with, he charged Dave Chappelle, your performer, a leading performer. It shouldn't matter that he's a leading performer, but he was a performer. I think that's relevant. He was in a vulnerable position, perhaps you could argue. And this scumbag, who happens to be trans, apparently. I've read that this person is trans. Are they? Really? I'm not sure if they would pass. I don't know if I was reading jokes or something. I don't know. But trying to stab somebody with that does not constitute a felony. Like, I didn't grow up in America, so I don't necessarily have the best understanding of what a misdemeanor or a felony is, but thankfully I do have reference to the internet. And it says here that the distinction between a misdemeanor and a felony, or at least one of the distinctions, is that felonies are crimes with punishments in excess of 12 months of incarceration, in excess of 12 months incarceration. So if it's the maximum penalty is less than 12 months of incarceration, then it's a misdemeanor. If I'm understanding that correctly, I may not be. So you guys, according to your Los Angeles District Attorney George Gascon, smuggling in this weapon into a place of entertainment, I'll say trespassing, perhaps, onto the stage. You're not supposed to be on the stage if you're not one of the entertainers. Trespassing onto the stage and rushing the performer in an attempt to stab them. Apparently, that's not that big a deal. Apparently that's fine. It's kind of fine. I mean, really, you shouldn't be doing it. We're not going to encourage it. Come on, guys. But, you know what? It's not that big of a deal. Not that big of a deal, really. If you want to go around trying to stab people, it's fine. Fine, mate. Fine. Not a problem. Just a misdemeanor. I mean, again, we're not condoning it. It is naughty. But come on, it's not that bad, is it? Running around trying to stab people. I mean, come on, it's not that bad. Apparently, according to your fuckwit District Attorney, George Gascon. So well done, Los Angeles. Well done. You're quite clearly going to be going on a downward spiral in regards to crime. Robberies up 17% and total violent crimes up 7%. Do you know what? I'll be honest. That's not as bad as I thought it would be. Maybe letting people off with extremely light sentences is a good move after all. What do I know? Here I was thinking that trying to stab people was a bad thing and should be adequately punished with severe punishment, severe incarceration, long jail sentences. What the fuck do I know? Obviously not as much as George Gascon. He knows best. He's a district attorney after all. He's probably being paid $200,000-$300,000 a year. He'll probably get a very nice retirement fund. You know, he's going to siphon off the teat of the taxpayers, whilst these scumbag criminals, attempted murderers, let's say, you know, they just get a slap on the broken wrist. I'll wrap things up here at this point, guys. If you do like this content, please do like, comment, subscribe, share the video as you see fit. Stick around, there will be more, and take care of yourselves.